Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Home care clients rely on service providers to perform daily living tasks, things like personal hygiene and medication management. I was disturbed to hear this week that a senior home care client outside of Edmonton waited for hours for an AHS contracted home care provider who didn't show up for a scheduled appointment to move her between her wheelchair and her bed. To the Health Minister, what is being done to ensure that AHS home care clients receive services from providers?
The Honourable Minister of Health.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the question. One of the big things that we've done as a government is we've provided stable, predictable funding to the people of this province to ensure that health care under what was the Conservative Cabinet Minister, now is the leader of that member's party, we're proposing $1 billion cut to health care. We reversed that. We invested in the people of this province, and we specifically increased home care funding every single year because we want to ensure that the people of this province get the care they need as close to home. Again, with regard to a very specific situation, I'll be happy to look into that specific instance. But, Mr. Speaker, this side of the House is investing in the people of this province and expanding home care services.
Thank you, Thank you. First supplemental.
Given that the home care provider told the client they didn't need to provide any backup and that the client would need to find her own backup. And given that after being previously stranded in her home for 13 hours in her wheelchair, this time she called a friend to drive from Edmonton to her place almost an hour to give her some help. How is it acceptable for AHS to allow contractors to not have contingency plans and to require home care clients to find their own backup services?
Good question.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you. And again, with regard to one specific case, we'll be very happy to look into that. My office is very accessible. Please call my office or email my office, and we'll be very happy to address specific concerns with specific care. Under self-managed care, clients receive funding to hire and pay for their own unmet personal care and supportive needs. We also have AHS care, and we also have AHS contracted care, Mr. Speaker. And we're proud of the fact that we're providing these choices and options for the people of Alberta to ensure that they get the care they need. Instead of pushing for rash cuts that would certainly hurt all Albertans, including those who are on home care, this government is investing in the people of this province.
Second supplemental.
Given that not every home care client lives in a community where ad hoc home care services are available when AHS fails to provide sufficient oversight on its contractors, and given that adding funding to pay for the services Albertans do not receive does not make life better, does the minister know how much of the $575 million spent on home care last year through AHS has been spent on services that were not delivered?
The Minister.
Well, I can tell you it's a lot more than $1 billion cut. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud that on this side of the House we are investing in healthcare, we're investing in our seniors, and we're keeping them well, Mr. Speaker. We had a choice in this province. We could go down the same path that Conservative after Conservative after Conservative asked us to go down, which was deep cuts that hurt the people of this province, including our seniors. And on this side of the House, we were elected to stand up for the people of Alberta. I think actually many members were elected to stand up for the people of Alberta and make sure they got the services they needed, Mr. Speaker. So I won't be lectured by somebody who is now following the lead of a leader who's advocating for billions of dollars in cuts, Mr. Speaker. That's pretty rich.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.